Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, we're going to be learning how to make this cute Milkmaid crop top with puff sleeves. If this sounds like something you're interested in, keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe. With that said, let's get on with the tutorial. You'll be needing 2 to 3 yards of Ankara fabric, it depends. The first thing I wanted to do was to take the shoulder line, which I marked half an inch away from this top region, then came down by the chest line measurement, also the armhole. Then I also came down by the breast length, under bust, waist, and also the full length of this crop top. At the shoulder line, I'll divide my client's actual shoulder measurement by 2, and this gives me 7 inches. I'll mark it at this point, then come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slant. At the chest line, I'll take the shoulder measurement also at 7 inches, then divide the actual bust measurement by 4, and then just mark it. I'll connect these two 7 inches points together with my straight line, then divide what I have here by 2. I'll come in by half an inch and then connect these 3 points together to give me my armhole curve. I'll then proceed to label at this point the shoulder line, the chest line, breast length, under bust, waist, and also the hemline. The hemline is 1 inch below the waist. At the shoulder line, for the width of the neckline, I'm going to mark 3 inches, and then the depth of the neckline also 3 inches. I'll connect these 2 points together using my curve rule to give me my neck. Then I'm going to, from the tip of that point, I'm not going to collect a straight line all the way to the 1 inch that we came down by. And this is going to give me my shoulder slant. On the breast length line, I divide my client's nipple to nipple measurement by 2, and this gives me 3.75. I'm going to mark this all the way to the hemline and then connect it together with a straight wool. Then at both sides of the hem, I'm going to be coming in by half an inch at both sides to give me my dart. I will then connect this with slanted lines all the way to the breast length. Placing my measuring tape at this side of the paper, I'm going to be coming up at the under bust line by 1 inch. Then I'm going to use the curve part of my ruler to connect a slant curve all the way from this middle point to where the dart is, the beginning of the dartlet. Then I'm just going to go ahead to redefine this by taking it down again. In order for us to get the second cup of this Milkmaid, I'm just going to place my ruler at the chest line. Remember, if we came in by half of the shoulder measurement, once measured there, I'm just going to connect it in a curve kind of manner all the way to what we have here, and then just connect it down to give me my dartlet. Now guys, the next thing to determine is the depth of the Milkmaid. Now for me, I just place the measuring tape at this top region here and then mark down 7 inches, meaning from the chest line I came up by 1.5 inches. Now just go ahead to connect this together. At the chest line I came up by 1 inch for my sewing allowance, while at the waistline divided my waist measurement by 4 and then took down 1 inch that, and then also 1 inch again for sewing allowance. I'll go ahead to connect these 2 points together. I've also gone ahead to connect the hemline and also this armhole part. So guys, we're basically done for drafting out the front bodies. I'll just go ahead to cut this out, but I'm not going to be cutting at the dart yet because we're going to be using this to cut the back. I'll proceed to straighten this line right here, and then I'm just going to go and bring my second pattern paper to cut the back. The first thing you want to go ahead to do is to give 1.5 inches away for a zipper allowance. I will then connect these points together with a straight wool to give my zipper allowance. Bringing the front pattern paper, I'm going to place it just like this, starting from the zipper allowance area, and then I'm just going to trace out the armhole, the hemline, and also the sides. Now I'm just going to take away my pattern paper. Due to the fact that I don't want the back to have a dart, I'm going to be subtracting 1 inch at the waistline on paper. But if you want to also have a dart, you can just leave the 1 inch at that point there. Then I'll make a slant all the way to the armhole and then just redefine the lines using my marker. With this done, I'll proceed to cut out the back. This cut out, we're basically through redrafting the front and back. I'll just go ahead to modify the front piece. So first of all, I have to cut out my cup area. Then I'm going to use my sellotape to close the dart. That's why I don't add any darts to the back, because I want this to be dartless. I'll now just go ahead to divide my cup area into unique sections, and I'll just go ahead to leave it like this because we're going to do the splash and spread method for the bustier area. I have this piece of fabric right here. It is in a fold of 2. It measures 12.5 inches by 24 inches. I'm going to be using this to cut the Milkmaid area. Having labeled my cut pieces, I will just proceed to open it up with my scissors. With everything cut out like this, the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to rule half an inch away from this top region, which is going to serve as my starting line. And then from that point, I'm going to come down by 1.5 inches. Although I advise you can come down by 1 inch. So this is just to create your casing, to create the casing that we're going to pass the rope through. Due to the fact that we're not adding any lining to this, we're going to fold the edge of it. So just come in by 1 inch, just like you can see me doing, and connect it together. Once this is done, guys, you just determine how full you want it to be. For me, I gave 2 inches, and you can see the way I'm placing it from on top of the upper line that we came down by 1.5 inches. Then using my chalk, I will just go ahead to give it half an inch, just like you can see me doing, like this, and then just curve it all around like this. So this is what I have my cups looking like. Now next thing I'll do is to cut it all out. With the cup pieces cut out, the next thing to do is to work on them. So I'm going to first of all use my iron to fold it at this edge here, at this point, with 1 inch. Then I'm now going to go ahead to make my stitch using my sewing machine. The iron is just help hold it in place. I'll also repeat the same thing for the upper region too. I'll use my iron to first of all iron it out to the 1.5 inches before I will then go ahead to use my sewing machine to just sew it all through. Having folded all the necessary edges, this is what I have it looking like for the both cup pieces. Now the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to run a gather stitch all the way across it. That is from the folded edge of the cup all the way to where you can see my hand demonstrating. So guys, as you can see, I've given half an inch stitching allowances towards the cup area, the top of where I'm going to join the sleeves, and also the bottom area. Taking away my paper, guys, I'm going to be using the main fabric as the lining, and I have this piece cut out into 2. The only difference is that one is going to be half an inch shorter than the main one. The next thing I'll go ahead to do is to take the measurement of what I have the cup area looking like. That's from this tip right here all the way towards the middle. And this measurement is crucial in determining the width of the cup. So I'll just go ahead to gather my cup into what I have it looking like at this at the main bodies. This is just make it fit in. So I'm not going to be placing them like this, right side facing each other. Do make sure to knot it, and then I'm going to pin it all the way through. Make sure I concentrate the gathers on the under bust area. With everything pinned up, just go ahead to make your stitch. So I've gone ahead to sew one of them down, and you can see where it is at the middle, and I'm just going to go ahead to do the same thing for the second cup piece. Having stitched on it, I ironed the seams facing upwards. The next thing I did was to cut out a strip of fabric in order to create my loop that I'll be passing in through. So I'll just go ahead to fold it at the both ends and then make another fold. This measures 2 inches wide, and I'll be using my safety pin to pass it through the casings created. So guys, having passed the rope through, this is what I have it looking like. I've also gone ahead to notch it at the both ends so that it does not remove. Now I'll just go ahead to bring my back pieces like this, and I'll just mark out my actual body stitching allowance for both the bust and waist, and then draw it just like you can see. I will also pin it like this to pin it in place. I'm going to stitch on it on the both sides. I'll also repeat the same process for the lining pieces also, just like this. Having joined the both pieces together, this is what I have the front looking like, very neat and nice. I'll just go ahead to just trim off this little excesses at this point. So guys, bringing the lining piece also, this is what I have it looking like. I remove the pins and trim off a little bit of the excesses at the bottom, and I'm just going to go ahead to align them together just like this in order to join both the lining and the main fabric together. Flipping the front piece all the way to the other side, I'll just go ahead to place my lining just like this. Can you see how I've arranged it? And I'm just going to pin it at this middle point and then pin it all through. So guys, I'm just going to first of all join it together at the cup area. Having pinned everything up to this point, I'll also go ahead to join it together the back neckline. So guys, having joined them both together, this is what I have it looking like. Now the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to work on the lower part, and for this you already know that the lining is going to be half an inch shorter. I'll just go ahead to pin it like this, making sure that they are both equal to each other. And I'm just going to go ahead to first of all make a straight stitch all the way through. As you can see guys, I've gone ahead to make my straight stitch. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to work on the zipper area. For this, I'm going to start from the top of the zipper allowance and then just sew it all the way down. Having stitched close the zipper area, this is what I have it looking like. Now I'm just going to turn all of this to the right side. Now for me, I didn't stitch around the armhole at all, so that is where I'm going to be turning it out. That is either of the armhole of your choice. So guys, having turned everything to the right side, this is what I have it looking like. Now you can go ahead to use your scissors to bring out all the pointy edges. What I'm going to do now is to iron everything out smoothly. Having ironed it out guys, can you see how everything is looking neat and nice. So I'll just go ahead to top stitch on the armhole region for this sleeve. For the sleeves, I have two pieces of fabric cut out right here, and it measures 16 inches by 19 inches. So 16 inches for the length whilst 19 inches for the width. I'm just going to go ahead to fold the both of them in order to create my elastic casing. I have created my casings, and this is what I have. Now my fabric is facing each other, and I'm just going to work with the first side of it, and now it measures 14 inches. What I'm just going to do is to bring my main bodies, because the armhole of the front and the back is not the same length. That is why I'm going to be cutting out the armhole separately. Now I'm just going to go ahead to arrange it like this on top of where our elastic casing is starting from. I'm just going to merge the both of them together like this, and then I'm going to trace out the armhole. I also give half an inch stitching allowance all the way to the bottom. This is to join the both sleeves together. Placing it like this, I'm just going to go ahead to retrace what I have at the armhole. Once you're okay with everything, I'm just going to go ahead to cut this out. Make sure that the both of them are equal. I'll just proceed to switch my fabric to the other side to cut the back armhole. So the first thing is to align the both sleeves together, especially at the top region. Then just mark out the joining allowance that you're going to join to the other side. And then I'm just going to place the armhole like this. So like this, and then I'm just going to retrace what I have, then just cut out everything. So guys, I'll just proceed to notch it at this point here, and also notch it at this other main point here. This is to know where we're going to begin our joining from, and the both points should align together. I'll be making use of this small elastic for the sleeves. I'm bringing the main bodies. I need to get how much depth that I left for this cloth. So I know that the full length is 18 inches, and I'm just going to place the 18 inches at the hemline, and then take this measurement all the way to the top. So I have 7 inches, and for the width of the elastic I'm going to multiply this by 2. So 7 times 2 all the way to the back is going to be 14 inches. But instead of 14 inches, I'm going to reduce this a bit so as to be able to hug my clients very well. Our sleeve measurement is 10, and I just cut our elastic of exactly 10 inches. This is because I don't want it to be too tight. So I'm just going to go ahead to divide all these measurements by 2 and then pass it through the elastic casing. So guys, I've passed the elastic through, and I've also secured it together at the both sides. Now I'm just going to bring the armhole pieces where we marked our stitching allowances, align that notch area together, and then just sew it all the way to the bottom. I also weave this for neatness. So guys, having done all of that, this is what I have it looking like. So our sleeve is basically ready. It just remains to join it to the main fabric. So I'm going to be aligning the both joining, that's the both armhole areas together, and then I'm just going to pin it and then sew it from one side to the other. I will repeat the same process for the second sleeve also. Having joined the both sides, I also went ahead to weave it, and this is what the armhole and sleeve area is looking like. Very nice and good. Now the next I'll go ahead to work on is on the back area. So this is just to fix the zipper. So I'm just measuring out how many inches I'm going to be taking, which is about 1 inch at the both sides, and I'm just going to pin it like this, and I'm going to stitch it from the bottom all the way to the top. Having fixed the zipper, this is what I have it looking like. Very neat and nice, and to be able to open at that lower part. So guys, the main thing for us to do is just to notch the rope area for neatness. So I'm just going to notch it like this and then cut off the excess. You can also go ahead to use a lighter to just burn it, but for me I did not burn it. I just only notched it and cut it out. And with that guys, we have come to the end of this tutorial. If you found it helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and also subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching this far, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.